Yeah? What's up?
I like this.
It's nice, right?
It's beautiful.
I appreciate that. It sounds good too.
It does.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
I'm so jealous right now.
I mean, I'm filming a video right now, so it's okay. This is going in there. More compliments the better. I'll take all of them. Oh, she got so embarrassed. That was hilarious. All right, everybody. What is up? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about what the tune is like at 300 horsepower. Now, the tune is technically 292 horsepower and 315 pounds of torque. I'll insert a picture of the dyno graph right here. But it's a Mustang dyno, so those read supposedly like 15% less than a dyno jet, right? So if you scale that up at 15%, it comes out to like 315 horsepower and like 330 torque. So just call it 300. Got a tunnel coming up. All right, you ready? Yes, perfect. Oh, I love the pop so much. In any case, this car is so much more fun to drive. Every time I get compliments on this car, I will tell them it's a lot of fun because, let's be honest, it's a 3,000 pound car with 300 horsepower. Even with all-wheel drive, it's not fast. It's quick, but it is by no means fast. So yeah, we'll just call it quick. The torque comes on about the same spot that it did on the Stage 1 Plus tune. Still about, you start building boosts at 2,000 RPM still. It hits peak boost at 3,000 RPMs. I think peak torque hits at about 3,500 to 4,000 RPM, and peak horsepower hits at like 5 to 5,500. Now, one of the best parts about this dyno tune is that it almost completely got rid of the power dip at like 4,000 RPM. It doesn't fall flat on its face. You can definitely tell when you've hit your peak power and when it kind of starts to taper off a little bit in the higher RPMs. But even then, it's still enough. I think even at redline, it's still at least 280 horsepower. So you've still got plenty of room to just rev it out all the way. Let's see if we can get around 90% of these dum-dums. That's what I thought. Hello, Camaro with no blinker. Thank you for not telling me you were going to cut me off. Sounds that this thing makes now are just incredible. Like, I thought just the intake sounded cool. Here we go. It's almost straight pipe. Like, I'm just gonna say it. Like, the Grimmspeed catalytic converter that comes on the Jpipe is only a 300 cell cat, whereas like a stock catalytic converter is like 1,000 to 1,500. I didn't research that at all. I'm totally guessing, and it sounds about right. So we're gonna go with that. It's technically a high flow catalytic converter, and there's no resonator in the stock mid pipe, and I've got muffler deletes, so you're basically straight pipe. The cat does help a little bit with some of the rasp. It does kind of sound like a VQ at about 3,500 RPMs. I'm not gonna lie. I'm okay with it personally. I've never had anybody else tell me it sounds like a VQ, so it might just be in my head, but I like the way it sounds. It sounds great. I like to kind of just listen to it spool. Like, you get so much turbo spool, especially in the lower RPMs, like cruising around through parking lots and, you know, just from stop signs and stuff. It makes some of the best sounds. It's everything I could have hoped for. This thing sounds incredible in parking garages. All right, I got an idea. Here, we're gonna jump into this parking garage, get some nice windows down sound clips, and then jump out. Now, the sound at low RPMs with this thing is just absolutely incredible. It's like, it's the best for pulling up to car meets. Listen to that spool down. It's so good. I love it. You can just... All right, I get it, car. I don't have my seatbelt on, shush. It just sounds so mean. Give it a little throttle, just enough to hit that resonance at like 3,500. It sounds amazing, dude. Like, I love this part of the car. Just the sound itself, like, is enough to get the thing pro-tuned. If you can't hear your car, I really don't feel like you're having fun with your car. At least that's my opinion. If you let off at just the right spot, you get all those pops, dude. It's so good. You might be saying, well, you're only at 300 horsepower. What can you do with 300 horsepower other than just drive around? If you like to frequently take vacations to Mexico for a little bit of spirited driving with other enthusiasts, I've found by personal experience that at this power level with this car is good enough to beat almost any stock V6. I'd be willing to wager even intake and exhaust V6s. Turbo V6s, obviously no chance. It's, yeah, so like any 350Z, no problem. 2 car lanes, easy. 370Z, gonna lose. Focus, Fiesta ST, Focus, it's pretty neck and neck. Fiesta, if they're near or the same power level I'm at, I have no chance. Let's see, what else have, open header K24, smoked them. But other than that, you know, it's just fun to drive. There's like, it's fast enough to where you can get in front of a majority of the people on the road, but not so fast that it's dangerous regardless of how fast you're going. Like, the fact that you hit peak boost at 3,000 and it's peak torque at like 3,500 doesn't make it so quick that you're gonna put yourself in a situation that you may not be skilled enough to get out of, if that makes sense. Which way do we want to go? We need to go left. So we're just gonna crab walk all over the road right now. When it comes to shifting, the shifter still feels like garbage. I haven't done anything to the shifter yet. First gear feels fine. Going from first to second is probably the most difficult shift for me right now, because it almost feels like I have to take it left out of first gear, then down, and then kind of wiggle it back into second. Now, there are times where I've noticed that I can just kind of force it into second. It's not grinding, it's not catching or anything like that, but there's like a notchiness there, and I don't know what part of the shifter assembly is causing that. So I'm just gonna try and replace everything and upgrade every part of it except for the actual shaft and see if that does anything. Second to third, pretty smooth. I've only missed it maybe once or twice. I feel like a lot of it has to do with the timing between my foot and my hand. So, you know, that's something to work on, I guess. Third to fourth, easiest, best shift. Every time I've raced somebody, I've always gotten them on my third to fourth shift. Majority of the time we'll start in second to third, no real problem. But then that third to fourth shift, I can just like that, you know, like, and I just keep going. Like that's my best shift. Fourth to fifth, same as second to third, feels the same. With the stock WRX, the clutch is just absolutely garbage. Like, granted, I didn't have a stick shift for about 10 years and got into this car where the clutch was really, really touchy, and I would kill it at stop signs and stoplights quite a plenty times. So once I got the COBB tune and the stage 1 tune, it helped with the clutch feel a lot. So you would imagine that maybe with higher horsepower and a little bit more, or with higher horsepower and a Pro Tune, it might change the pedal feel a little bit. Nah, not at all. It feels just like the stage 1 tune, which for me is a good thing. I enjoy that a lot. Now, the throttle, very touchy. Cruising like right now, say like most places I'm going is like 40 miles an hour, you know, avenues, residential roads, things like that. And, you know, I'm fourth gear, 2200 RPMs, real droney, I don't care. And I forgot where I was going with this. Oh, I said it about, right now I'm at 6% throttle, barely touching the throttle. That's 15% throttle, 30% throttle, 70% throttle. So, feels great. 300 horsepower to me is about where the car should have been from the factory. You know, it was rated at 275 to the crank, which comes out to 220 at the wheels. Now we're at 300 wheel, right where it should be. So, all I've really done this far is just building the car to where it should have been initially from the factory. Should have had these sounds, should have driven this way. It's not perfect, okay? Let's be honest. It's a modern Subaru. Subarus were never perfect. I've always loved them. Never really known why I loved them, but now I know why I love them. They could do better. Definitely want to make this thing faster. The next steps are probably a front mount intercooler and E85 or E60, whatever, some kind of flex fuel tune. So currently saving up for that. Front mount, flex fuel, short shifter stuffs, suspension, coilovers are coming. I want to get sway bars and end links. Stinger's not doing anything. Wheels and tires. Yeah, I mean, 300 horsepower will get you about 6 months worth of fun, and then it'll get boring. That's pretty much my take on it. If you can stand only having 300 horsepower for longer than that, then kudos to you. Even not being completely excited and thrilled by the 300 horsepower level that I'm at now, we're gonna do like a phase 2, like, of the build. So one thing that I was realizing over the last year that I was kind of editing these videos here and there and learning my new camera and taking pictures and stuff is that my car doesn't look that cool. It still looks stuck at that time. So a lot of the parts that I have right now are gonna be all like, we're gonna make the car into a little bit of an Instagram model. You know, pretty on the outside, ugly up close, but dead on the inside. I think that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, because I don't make videos very consistently, because having a 9-to-5 job is a real thing in this day and age. Even if I'm working at home, it's exhausting to sit at a computer and stare at it for 8 hours solid each day while you're trying to distract yourself with music or YouTube or whatever else you're allowed to do. So yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. Stay tuned, because there's some fun stuff coming.